Mike Ditka Power Football was developed by Accolade and published by Ballistic in 1991. I'm not a huge fan of the camera transitions. Reviewed this one years ago and it was the worst Genesis football game I'd played at the time. I guess that's still true in 2023. Unnecessary Roughness 95 was developed and published by Accolade in 1994. Accolade has done some solid work, but there aren't many redeeming qualities in this title across the board in my opinion. Didn't enjoy the camera transitions and the graphics were below average. Joe Montana 2 Sports Talk Football was developed by Blue Sky Software and published by Sega in 1991. I enjoyed the first Joe Montana Football. This one not so much, mainly due to the camera angle. Might be the only title Blue Sky worked on I don't care for all that much. NFL Quarterback Club was developed by Iguana Entertainment and published by Acclaim in 1994. Menus in this game were fairly non-intuitive and I didn't find anything that necessarily stood out. What do you think about the Quarterback Club series on the Genesis? NFL Sports Talk Football 93, starring Joe Montana, has the longest name ever and was developed by Blue Sky Software and published by Sega in 1992. Tecmo Super Bowl view, but less arcadey gameplay. NFL Quarterback Club 96 was developed by Iguana Entertainment and published by Acclaim in 1995. Weird that the grass looks like it's scrolling separate from the field lines and players. ESPN Sunday Night NFL was developed by Ringler Studios and published by Sony ImageSoft in 1994. Traditional camera view, but muddy graphics. Gameplay was alright. NCAA Football was developed and published by Mindscape in 1994. Tecmo Super Bowl view. It's not too bad, but not my favorite either. College Football's National Championship was developed by Blue Sky Software and published by Sega in 1994. It's not a terrible football game overall. In fact, it's actually pretty decent. It's just that the rest of the list is stacked with some good football games overall, so we'll keep it here for now. NFL Football 94, starring Joe Montana, was developed by Blue Sky Software and published by Sega in 1993. With all of these football games Blue Sky was working on around this time, how would they have found time for Jurassic Park, Shadowrun, and Vectorman? Shout out to the hardest working dev team in the 90s apparently. Bill Walsh College Football was developed by High Score Productions and published by EA in 1993. Seems to be built on the same engine as Madden NFL Football, except with college rosters and stadiums. College Football's National Championship 2 was developed by, you guessed it, Blue Sky Software, and published by Sega in 1995. There were more than a few college football games on the Genesis alone, surprisingly, around this time. Bill Walsh College Football 95 was developed by High Score Productions and published by EA in 1994. Everything you enjoyed about the original Bill Walsh College Football, just a little more polished and updated rosters. Jerry Glanville's Pigskin Foot Brawl was developed by Developer Resources and published by Razorsoft in 1992. This one's fun for a little bit. Arcadey beat-em-up style football, played on a Tecmo Super Bowl view. Primetime Football starring Deion Sanders also has a lengthy title and was developed by Spectacular Games and Farsight Technologies and published by Sega in 1995. Some of these football titles were so confusing around this time, especially the Joe Montana games and Sega's own NFL series. Cyberball was developed and published by Atari Games in 1990. From here on out, we don't really have any more average or below average titles. Cyberball has all of the qualities of a good football game with cool futuristic characters and stadium design. Joe Montana Football was developed by Park Place Productions and published by Sega in 1991. Unlike a couple of the other Joe Montana football games around this time, this one is played with the traditional overhead camera angle and is actually pretty solid in both the gameplay and graphics departments. John Madden Football was developed by Park Place Productions and published by EA in 1990. This is the first installment in the Never-Ending Madden series. Seems like they built this one on the engine they were using for the NHL games at the time, with the physics, graphics, and sound effects used. College Football USA 96 was developed by High Score Productions and published by EA in 1995. These college football games of the time were high quality and always built nearly identical to a Madden game, but with college teams, stadiums, and players. I'm sure any hardcore football fan would have enjoyed these titles back in the day. John Madden Football 92 was developed by Park Place Productions and published by EA in 1991, the second installment in a lengthy series of football games that are still produced to this day. College Football USA 97 was developed by High Score Productions and published by EA in 1997. Very polished college football game. I didn't mind this title. John Madden Football 93 was developed by Blue Sky Software and published by EA in 1992. When do we take John and football out of the title and just call it Madden? Tecmo Super Bowl II was developed and published by Tecmo in 1995. Unique arcadey take on the football genre of the time. I thought this series was fresh and fun for a little while, at least for sure. Let me know what your favorite football game is in the comments, and if you haven't tried the Tecmo Super Bowl series, give it a try. Pro Quarterback was developed by Leland Interactive Media and published by Tradewest in 1992. I had fun with this one, didn't expect much before trying it, but above average for sure. Solid pace and fun gameplay. I also enjoyed the controls. Madden 94, or wait, Madden NFL 94? Madden NFL 94 was developed by High Score Productions and published by EA in 1993. Surely the next Madden title will drop the NFL and not add another word, right? Tecmo Super Bowl III was developed and published by Tecmo in 1995. This is the last installment in the cult classic Tecmo Super Bowl series. Great game nonetheless. NFL 95 was developed by Double Diamond Software and published by Sega in 1994. This is the second installment in Sega's very own football series. I guess Deion Sanders bailed on this one. Madden NFL 95 was developed by High Score Production and published by EA in 1994. What was your favorite Madden game on the Genesis? Let me know in the comments. Troy Aikman NFL Football was developed and published by Tradewest in 1994. This game has a unique charm to it, and I've always enjoyed the gameplay. Try this one out if you haven't, and let me know what you think. NFL Primetime 98 was developed by Spectacular Games and published by Sega in 1997. Similar to the Madden series, solid football game overall. Seems like this series got poor ratings back in the day, but I thought they looked and played well. Am I missing something? Madden NFL 96 was developed by High Score Productions and published by EA in 1995. The main differences from year to year in the Madden series are slight graphic and animation improvements, along with updated rosters. Tecmo Super Bowl was developed and published by Tecmo in 1993. The first game has a specific charm to it. I understand the hype. Also, is it just me, or does it look like the players are wearing dirt bike helmets? Madden NFL 97 was developed by High Score Productions and published by EA in 1996. This is the second last installment in the Madden NFL series, and by 1996 they certainly had their formula perfected. This one looks nice and polished. Super High Impact was developed by Iguana Entertainment and published by Arena in 1992. Didn't expect to have as much fun as I did with this title. Awesome game all around. Funny player quotes, good gameplay, and even knocked a player out of his equipment. Good times. Powerball was developed and published by Namco in 1991. Gameplay is a little slower paced than most of the previous titles, but there's some fun to be had with this one, and it was too similar to football for me to not put on the list somewhere. Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe was developed by the Bitmap brothers and published by Arena in 1990. I didn't mind Speedball 2, enjoyed the animation, and it had a tolerable pace in gameplay. Madden NFL 98 was developed by Tiertex Design Studios and published by THQ in 1997. Like a fine wine, the series got better with age. I guess they never ended up dropping the NFL from the title after all. Mutant League Football was developed and published by EA in 1993. The golden era where EA wasn't solely focusing on publishing and pumping out solid exclusive IP after IP. This and Mutant League Hockey being a couple of the greats. So smooth, great gameplay with easy to navigate menus and controls. Unique character design and solid humor all around. Did I mention great soundtrack? As always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for a new video.